In today's class, we are going to discuss about the topic general properties of the nuclei. We already know that the nucleus is made up of three elementary particles. One is proton, another one is neutron and electron. These concepts are already discussed in the previous session. We also know that protons, neutrons both are known as ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ತ್ರೀ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್, ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಸುತ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ದ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಲೆಟರ್ Z. Here the number of protons in the nucleus is called as a atomic number. At the same time, the total number of protons and neutrons is called as a mass number, which is indicated by the capital letter A. Also, nucleus is made up of the proton and neutron, which are called nucleons. The proton carries a positive charge E, while the neutron is electrically neutral but slightly more massive compared to the proton. The number of protons in the nucleus is called as a atomic number. The next total number of protons and neutron is called the mass number. Number of neutron is given by the formula. The number of neutron which is presented in the nucleus of the atom, which is represented by the formula n is equal to a minus z, where a is the mass number of the atom, z is the atomic number of the atom, the next n is the number of neutron. This formula used to calculate the number of neutron present in the nucleus of the atom. Then next, generally the nucleus of the atom, which is represented by the conventional symbol XAZ, or like this XAZ, where X is known as a chemical symbol of the atom of the given element. Then next Z is the atomic number of the atom. Then next to A is the mass number of the atom. The next example for the representation of the atom, we have to consider a helium, also carbon. Here helium, it consists of 2 protons along with the 2 neutrons. So its atomic number is taken as 2, with its mass number is taken as 4, where 4 is the number of protons plus number of neutrons. At the same time, the element of carbon, it consists of a 6 number of protons, also it consists of a 6 number of neutrons, so that its atomic number is taken as 12, its mass number is taken as 12 and atomic number is taken as 6. This is about the general properties of the nucleus of the atom. The next concept, classification of the nuclei. Here the nuclei are broadly classified into 6 types on the basis of number of protons and number of neutrons presented inside the nucleus of the atom. First one is isotope, another one is isobar, isotones, isomers, mirror nuclei and isodiaphers. These 6 are the classification of the nuclei on the basis of the number of protons and number of neutrons present in the nucleus of the atom. First one is this. Let us discuss the classification of the isotopes. We already know that isotope, that means the nuclei having same atomic number Z but different mass number A are known as a isotope. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ವಿತ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಒಂದು ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿತ್ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ protons. For example, in case of hydrogen atom, H with its atomic number is taken as 1, with its mass number is taken as 1, 2, 3. This is the first example of the isotope. In this case, in first case, it consists of a one number of protons with one number of neutron. And next, in H12 of hydrogen atom, it consists of a one number of protons with one number of neutrons and one number of protons. 2 means 1 plus 1, that means one number of protons and one number of neutrons. In this case, it consists of a zero number of neutrons with the one number of proton. In a hydrogen atom of 1, 3, in this case it consists of a one number of protons, 3 is the mass number of the hydrogen atom. In this case it consists of a one number of proton, 2 number of neutron. And next, in the case of oxygen atom, its atomic number is 8, which is fixed. That means the atomic number means the number of protons in the oxygen atom. In this case, in first case, it consists of a 16 number of a mass number. 16 means 8 plus 8. Here it consists of a 8 number of protons, also 8 number of neutrons. In second case, it consists of a, or its mass number is taken as 17. That means it consists of a 8 number of protons and 9 number of neutrons. In this case, it consists of a 8 number of atomic number and 18 in the mass number of the oxygen element. In that case, it consists of a 8 number of protons and 10 number of neutrons. Similarly, in the case of helium and chlorine. These four are the example for the isotopes. And next, in case of isobars, the nuclei having same number of neutrons but different number of protons. The nuclei having same mass number A but different atomic number Z are called as isobars. That means ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಐಸೋಬಾರ್ಸ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಐಸೋಬಾರ್ಸ್, ಸೇಮ್ hydrogen and helium with its atomic number of hydrogen element is taken as 1 with its mass number is taken as 3. And next, in case of helium, it consists of atomic number 2 with its mass number 3. Here 3 minus 1 or 3 minus 1, that means 2. It consists of 2 number of neutrons with 1 number of proton. Here helium atom, it consists of 3 number of mass number with 2 number of protons. Here 3 minus 2 with its mass number is 3. Helium, in the case of helium ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿದೆ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ ಬೋತ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಐಸೋಬಾರ್ಸ್. In case of lithium and beryllium, it consists of a mass number is 7 with its atomic number is 3 and 4. And next, in case of argon and cobalt, in case of it consists of a mass number is 40 with different in atomic number, that is 18 and 20. Similarly, in case of carbon and neutron, it consists of nitrogen, it consists of a same number of mass number with the variation of atomic number. This is about the isobar. Here isotopes and isobars, only difference is in case of isotopes it consists of a same number of proton with the different number of neutron. But in case of isobars, it consists of a same number of it consists of a different number of atomic number with the same number of mass numbers. The next one is isotones. In case of isotones, the nuclei having same number of neutrons n are called the isotopes. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, number of neutrons will be constant as compared to the number of protons. Here first example is hydrogen with atomic number 1 with its mass number is taken as 3. In case of helium, it consists of a atomic number is 2 with mass number is 4. Here 3 minus 1, that is T, 2. That is n is equal to A minus Z. This formula is used to calculate the number of neutron which is presented in the nucleus of the atom. So we have to calculate the number of neutrons by using the formula n is equal to A minus Z. Here in the first example, it consists of a mass number, that is A is equal to 3, and the next Z is equal to 1. A minus Z, that means 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. That is, the hydrogen atom, it consists of 2 neutrons. In case of helium, it consists of a mass number is 4 with the atomic number is 2. So 4 minus 2, that is same, 2. In case of hydrogen and helium, the both atoms, it consists of a same number of neutron. So helium and hydrogen, it is known as isotones. Similarly, in case of nitrogen, oxygen, these two are the example for the isotones. Next, fourth one, isomers. The nuclei having same number of protons and neutrons but different from one another in their nuclear energy state are called isomers. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದರ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಟಾಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ isomers ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. In case of isomers, it consists of a same number of protons along with the same number of neutron. That element or that atom is known as isomers. For example, metastable state of the nitrogen and ground state of the nitrogen. In case of metastable state of the nitrogen, its configuration that is taken as N715, where 7 is the atomic number, 15 is the mass number, but in that case the atom is which is presented in metastable state. But in case of nitrogen 715, it is in the ground state, but in both cases the energy level of the element is differ. The next, fifth one is isodiaphers. In case of isodiaphers, the nuclei having different atomic number in case of isodiaphers, it consists of nuclei, it consists of different atomic number Z and different mass number A, but with the same excess number of the neutron over proton are called the isodiaphers. Example, oxygen atom and potassium atom. In case of calcium and potassium, the calcium, it consists of atomic number 20 with its mass number is taken as 40, and potassium, it's with the atomic number is taken as 19, its mass number is 38, but is atomic number of the calcium atom which is twice the its mass number is twice the atomic number of the calcium atom. At the same time, in case of potassium atom also, its mass number is twice the atomic number of the calcium atom. The next, nitrogen and aluminum, these two are the example for the isodiaphers. The next, sixth one, mirror nuclei. In case of mirror nuclei, the nuclei in which the number of protons in one nucleus, is equal to the number of neutrons in the other nucleus are called as a mirror nuclei. So, in first case, the atomic number of the M element with its mass number is taken as A. At the same time, its atomic number is taken as Z. And next, the number of neutrons presented in the chemical element M is taken as A minus Z. In case of mirror element, the element M with its mass number is constant, that is taken as A, with its number of neutron, that is taken as A minus Z, with number of proton, that is taken as Z. This is the diagram of the mirror nuclei. But in first case, it consists of a Z number of protons which is equal to the number of neutrons which is presented in the case of mirror nuclei. So the nuclei in which number of protons in the one nucleus, that must be equal to the number of neutrons in the other nucleus. This is known as a mirror nuclei. Example, hydrogen with its mass number is taken as 3, with atomic number is 1. So 3 minus 1, that is 2. It consists of a 2 number of neutrons. In case of helium atom, it consists of a 3 number of proton plus 3 number of proton and neutron, and next 2 number of proton. So 3 minus 2, that is 1. It consists of a 1 number of neutron. In first case, it consists of a 1 number of proton. That means the number of proton which is equal to number of neutron. Here in case of hydrogen, it consists of a 2 number of neutron. In case of helium, it consists of a 2 number of proton. So number of neutron 2, here number of proton is 2. So this is about the mirror nuclei. This is about the classification of the nucleus of the atom. So classification of the nucleus atom, which is on the basis of number of protons and number of neutrons which is presented in the nucleus of the atom. So there are 6 classification. First one is isotopes, isobars, isotones, isomers, mirror nuclei and isodiaphers. These are the classification of the nucleus. The next concept, intrinsic properties of the nucleus. So intrinsic properties of the nucleus. First one is nuclear size. The next one is nuclear mass, nuclear charge, nuclear density, nuclear force. These 5 concepts are the intrinsic properties of the nucleus. So intrinsic properties of the nucleus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 5 ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಸ್, third one nuclear charge, the next fourth one nuclear density, the next fifth one is nuclear force of the nucleus of the atom. And next go through the first concept, nuclear size. It is a fact, nuclear size, which is the fact that the majority of the nuclei having the spherical in shape. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎ. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎ. ಸೊ ಎ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಂಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. Nuclear size, that means nuclear volume. Here nuclear volume which is directly proportional to the A, where A is the mass number. So nuclear volume. So nuclear, it is in the shape of spherical. So volume of the sphere, that is taken as 4/3 pi r cube, which is directly proportional to A. So we have to ignore the 4/3 pi. The next remaining is r cube. R cube is proportional to the A, or r which is proportional to the A to the power of 1/3. We have to take the cube root on both sides of the equation. At that time we get the expression as r is proportional to A to the power of 1/3. So r is equal to r naught into A to the power of 1/3. This is the expression of the radius of the nucleus of the atom. So radius of the nucleus of the atom, r is equal to r naught into A to the power of 1/3. This is the expression of radius of the nucleus of the atom. So where we introduce one constant of proportionality, that is r naught. Where r naught is the constant, its value varies from 1.0 femtometer to 1.5 femtometer. Femtometer means 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. In practice, its value is taken as, that means r naught value is taken as 1.3 femtometer to 1 femtometer. In theoretical value, its value is taken from 1 femtometer to 1.5 femtometer. In practice purpose, it is used as 1.3 femtometer to 1 femtometer. The next femtometer means 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. At the same time, let us consider two different nucleus. So two different nucleus means its size will be different, so that its radius is taken to be different. So let r1 and r2 be the radii of the two nucleus with its mass is taken as a1 and a2 respectively. At that time we know that the radius of the atom or nucleus which is proportional to A to the power of 1/3. Similarly, for the first nuclei with its radius is taken as r1, which is proportional to A1 to the power of 1/3. The next, for the second nuclei with its radius is taken as r2, so that r2 is proportional to A2 to the power of 1/3. So that then we have to consider the ratios of the radius. So r1 divided by r2, which is equal to a1 divided by a2 to the power of 1/3. This is the ratio of the radius of the two different radius of the nuclei of the atom. Problems ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು r1 divided by r2 is equal to a1 divided by a2 into 1 divided by 3. The next, nuclear mass. Nuclear mass, we already know that nuclear mass means it consists of a number of protons and number of neutrons, that is indicated as A. So in case of nuclear mass, definitionally it is say that the sum of masses of protons and neutrons present inside the nucleus is called the nuclear mass. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then next, its formula can be written as nuclear mass is equal to Z into mp plus A minus Z into mn, where mp, which is the mass of the proton, and next Z. Zb the number of protons. The next one is Mn, where Mn is the mass of the neutron. The next term is A minus Z, be the number of neutron. So that is indicated as N, capital letter N. N is equal to A minus Z, where A minus Z is the number of neutron presented in the nucleus of the atom. This is about the nuclear mass, where nuclear mass is the sum of the number of protons and number of neutron presented inside the nucleus of the atom. And next, intrinsic properties, nuclear charge. The nuclear charge means the charge of the nucleus is due to the charge of the protons inside the nucleus. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎರಡು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲಿಂದ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ the charge of the proton. So nuclear charge means the charge of the nucleus is due to the charge of the proton present inside the nucleus. So its expression can be written as nuclear charge is equal to plus Zd, where plus Zd because positive means the charge of the proton is positive, so that nuclear charge which is equal to plus Zd, where Zd is the number of protons and E be the charge of the each proton which is presented inside the nucleus of the atom. So that nuclear charge expression becomes plus Ze. This is the expression of the nuclear charge. And next, fourth property is nuclear density. So nuclear density, which is the ratio of nuclear mass to the nuclear volume, is called the nuclear density. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ನ ರೇಷಿಯೋನ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರಿಟನ್ ಆಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಲೆಟರ್ ರೋ. ಸೊ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ರೋ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು, ಇನ್ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ we have to written nuclear mass, in denominator we have to written nuclear volume. So rho is equal to nuclear mass divided by nuclear volume. So nuclear mass which is written as rho is equal to A into mass of the nucleons divided by nuclear volume. So nuclear volume we have to consider a volume of the sphere, that is 4/3 pi r cube, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯಾಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಿಯರನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 4/3 pi r cube. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವಿ ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ r is equal to r0 into a to the power of 1/3. Then next, substitute the value of r is equal to r0 into a to the power of 1/3 in the above expression, in this expression. Then next expression of rho becomes rho is equal to A into mass of the nucleus divided by 4/3 pi into, instead of R we have to use R0 into A to the power of 1/3 R cube. Here the mass of the nucleus, that is we know the value, the mass of the nucleons, that is mass of the proton which is equal to mass of the neutron, which is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Its value is constant, that is mass of the proton ಮತ್ತು mass of the neutron value ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, that is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮೇಲಿನ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರೋ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು A into 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 divided by 4/3 pi. Pi value is 3.142. And next, r0 cube, directly written r0 cube. So a to the power of 1/3 whole to the power of 3. Here 3 get cancelled, remaining is a. But in this expression both numerator and denominator term consist of a term, so a get cancelled, remaining is the charge density, sorry, nuclear density rho is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 into 3, because here the denominator term consists of a 3 that will go to the numerator. So 3, so multiplied by 3, so whole thing divided by 4 into 3.142 into R naught to the power of 3. But we already know that the value of R naught, that is constant. So R naught is equal to 1.3 femtometer. So 1.3 femtometer, that means 1.3 into 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. So substitute the value of R naught in the above expression. We get nuclear density rho is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 into 3 divided by 4 into 3.142 into 1.3 into 10 to the power of minus 15 whole cube. So simplify this value. We get the value of nuclear density as nuclear density rho is equal to 1.81 into 10 to the power of minus 17 kg per meter cube, because the nuclear density expression is nuclear mass divided by nuclear volume. So SI unit of the mass is kg, also SI unit of the nuclear volume is meter cube. So it is SI unit of the rho or nuclear density, that is taken as kg meter cube, kg per meter cube. This is about the intrinsic properties of the nucleus of an atom. Next, fifth one is nuclear forces. So nuclear forces, the force which binds the protons and neutrons together inside the nucleus are known as a nuclear force. ಯಾವ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ನ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅಂಥ ಫೋರ್ಸನ್ನು, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅಂಥ ಫೋರ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಬೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, inside the nucleus are called as a nuclear force. The next, nuclear force is a very strong force in nature. This is one of the strongest force in the nature. The next, characteristics or properties of the nuclear forces. First property is nuclear forces are strongest force in the nature. Second property is it is a short range forces. Also it is a saturated forces. Fourth one is nuclear forces are charge independent. Fifth one, nuclear forces is a spin dependent. Also it is a exchangeable forces. And next, last point, it is a non-central forces. This is the characteristics or properties of the nuclear forces. So first 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಇದನ್ನು. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ 7ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಮಾಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, what do you mean by mass defect? So mass defect means the total mass of the constituent particle minus mass of the nucleus of an atom. So it is indicated by the letter delta M. So it is found that the sum of the masses of the constituent particle of the nucleus is always slightly greater than the mass of the nucleus. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್. ಸೊ ದ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಎಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ is taken as total mass of the constituent particle minus mass of the nucleus. Here in this case, mass of the nucleus is lesser as compared to the mass of the constituent particle. So we already know that the expression of the mass of the constituent particle, that is delta m, which is equal to z into mp plus a minus z into mn minus m, where capital letter M, which is the mass of the nucleus, and next MP and Mn are the mass of the protons and mass of the neutrons. Z is the atomic number. A minus Z is the number of the neutron presented inside the nucleus of the atom. This is the expression used to calculate the mass defect of the atoms or nucleus of the atoms. Next concept, binding energy. Where binding energy is a kind of energy that required to take all the nucleons in the nucleus apart so that they are completely separated is known as a binding energy. In the case of binding energy, we have to remove all the nucleons. Nucleons means number of protons and number of neutrons are separated from the atoms. That energy is known as a binding energy. It is also known as the minimum amount of energy. The minimum amount of energy required to break the nucleus into its constituent particle is known as a binding energy. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ ದಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಸಪರೇಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಟು ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ so that they are completely separated from the nucleus of the atom, that is known as the binding energy or minimum amount of energy required to break the nucleus into its constituent particle, that is known as a binding energy. It is denoted by the letter Be. Be means binding energy. This expression can be written as binding energy Be is equal to delta m into c square, where delta m we already studied that delta m which is the mass defect. c is the velocity of the light. Its value is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So but we know that delta m expression, delta m is equal to z into mp plus a minus z into mn minus capital letter M, where capital letter M means the mass of the nucleus. So binding energy expression that can be rewritten as binding energy is equal to, we have to substitute the expression for delta m. So instead of delta m you have to use z into mp plus a minus z into mn minus m into c square. This is about the binding energy of the nucleus of the atom. Next one is specific binding energy or average binding energy. So specific binding energy or average binding energy, which is indicated by the letter Be dash, which is the symbol of specific binding energy. It is similar to the binding energy, but in case of average binding energy or specific binding energy, we have to take the average value of the binding energy. That means binding energy per nucleus, binding energy per nucleons is called as a specific binding energy or average binding energy. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎವರೇಜ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆರ್ average binding energy expression that can be written as Be dash. Here Be dash which is equal to binding energy divided by atomic number A. So B dash is equal to B divided by A, where B is the binding energy, A is the total number of protons and total number of neutrons. That means the number of nucleons presented inside the nucleus of the atom. So this expression we already know, in this expression we already know that binding energy expression. Then next substitute the value of binding energy. At that time average binding energy that can be taken as Be dash. Here Be dash, it's not a vector sign, Be dash. So B dash, which is equal to Z into MP plus A minus Z into Mn minus capital letter M into C square divided by E. But we know that C square value. So this is the expression for delta M. In this case, Z into MP plus A minus Z into Mn minus capital letter M. This is taken as a mass defect delta M. So substitute the delta M into C square divided by A. So delta M is written as it is, delta M divided by A. Remaining is C square. We already know that value of C, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. This is the velocity of the light. Instead of C square, we have to write its value is constant, that is 931.5 mega electron volt. This is the energy, or which is the value of velocity of the light, that is C square value. So this expression become average binding energy or specific binding energy, which is equal to delta M into 931.5 divided by a mega electron volt. This is about the specific binding energy or average binding energy of the nucleus of an atom. Next concept is binding energy curve or binding energy versus mass number curve. This is a very important. It may ask for 8 marks. So binding energy curve or binding energy versus mass number curve. So in this expression, in this derivation, we have to consider, or in this curve we have to take the mass number A value along the x-axis. At the same time, binding energy or specific binding energy, which is in terms of mega electron volt, which is taken along the y-axis. So binding energy curve or binding energy versus mass number curve. The curve obtained by, which is the curve which is obtained by taking a specific binding energy along y-axis and mass number along the x-axis is known as a binding energy curve. It is shown in the following figure. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ x-axis ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ y-axis ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಈ ಕರ್ವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕರ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕರ್ವ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕರ್ವ್ is also known as a binding energy versus mass number curve. And next, some of the special features of the binding energy curve are as follows. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ದ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ದ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಚ್ is starting from the value 1. So 1 is the atomic number of the hydrogen. So specific binding energy values of the very lighter nuclei, that is hydrogen and helium. Very light nuclei such as hydrogen and helium is very small, indicating that this lighter nuclei undergoes a nuclear fission to form the stable nucleus. Here in this case, the lighter nuclei of hydrogen and helium. In this particular region, it consists of a helium atom He2 with its atomic number is 2 with mass number is 4, is very small, indicating that this lighter nuclei undergoes nuclear fission. These two elements are undergoes the nuclear fusion to form the stable nucleus. ಅದೆರಡು ಆಟಮನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಹೀಲಿಯಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆಟಮನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ the specific binding energy increases rapidly up to the mass number A20. Here in this case the mass number of 20. Here up to this region the specific binding energy value is goes on increasing. So specific binding energy increasing rapidly up to the mass number A is equal to 20, and curve containing the peaks corresponding to, here curve containing some peaks, in that case it consists of several atoms. The peak corresponding to the helium, first peak it consists of a helium, the next beryllium, carbon, oxygen. The peaks consist of 4 different elements. One is helium, beryllium, carbon and oxygen. The peaks indicating thus the nuclei are most stable than the neighboring nuclei like lithium. The neighboring nuclei like lithium, boron and nitrogen. Here in this particular region it consists of a element of a nitrogen. So the peak consists of element like helium, beryllium, carbon and oxygen that is more stable as compared to the lithium, boron and nitrogen. This is about the second point. The mass number at which the nucleus shows a extraordinary stability are known as a magic number. In this case, the stable nucleus which shows the properties of the magic number. The next one is beyond the mass number A20. In this particular curve, beyond the atomic number A is equal to 20, up to the atomic number 20, there is a rapid increase in the value of specific binding energy. After the atomic number of A20, the specific binding energy rises gradually and attains a maximum value of about 8.8 mega electron volt for the iron, for the element iron. That is iron, it consists of a mass number is 56. Till the iron element, its binding energy is taken as 8.8 mega electron volt. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐರನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ತನಕನೂ ಅದರದ್ದು ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ 8.8 ಮೆಗಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವೋಲ್ಟ್. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಐರನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ತನಕನೂ ಆದರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 8.8 ಮೆಗಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವೋಲ್ಟ್. 8.8 mega electron volt for the iron with its mass number is taken as 56. This indicated as iron is the most stable in nucleus. So in this particular region or in this particular curve, the iron element is taken as a more stable element. The next fourth point is the specific binding energy of the nuclei with the mass number which is ranging from A is equal to 40 to A is equal to 120. A is equal to 40 to A is equal to 120. In this particular range are close to maximum value. So the element starting from 40 to 120. In this particular range, the binding energy of the element, each element which is taken as a maximum in this particular region. And next, beyond the mass number 120 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 120 ಆಟಮ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುವಲಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ 120 the specific binding energy gradually decreases and fall to 7.6 mega electron volt. In this particular region, its energy is taken as 7.6 mega electron volt. After the element 120, its binding energy or specific binding energy taken as 7.6 mega electron volt for uranium 238. For the element uranium 238 nuclei beyond the mass number 238 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಸ್ 238 ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಈವನ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So it decreases to smaller specific binding energy. This indicates that they are unstable and radioactive. ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 6th point is the binding energy curve gives a clue to the mechanism by which nuclear energy is released. In this particular region, the nuclear energy is released in the nuclear reaction. In the binding energy curve, it is observed that the value of specific binding energy is smaller for very lighter particle and very high nuclei. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಲೈಟರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ, ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ heaviest element, heavier element like with its atomic number is taken as mass number is which is greater than 238 ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಲೈಟರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್, ಹೀಲಿಯಂ, ಲಿಥಿಯಂ, these are all the element containing a smaller amount of specific binding energy. In between the atomic number 40 to 120, its value is maximum. So maximum value of binding energy that is taken as 8.8 mega electron volt. ಆ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ 20, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 120 ಸಿಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೀಕ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಥವಾ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. And next, it is observed that the value of specific binding energy is smaller for very light and very high nuclei. At the same time, the nuclei of intermediate mass, which is ranging from the atomic number 40 to atomic number 120, are the most stable, having high value of specific binding energy. Therefore, when the heavy nuclei splits up into 2 or more lighter nuclei, that process is known as a nuclear fission. ಅಂತ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ 40, ದ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ 40 ಇಂದ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ 120 ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿ 2 or more ಲೈಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು from this binding energy curve. Therefore, when a heavy nucleus is split up into 2 or more lighter nuclei, as in the nuclear fission, the end product formed having the binding energy. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಎಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಎಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರೇಂಜ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂತೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್. This result in the liberation of the energy. This results in the liberation of binding energy of the element. And similarly, when two higher nuclei combines to form a heavy nucleus, as in the nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 2 or more lighter nuclei ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಹೆವಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಸಿಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಹೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ಅನ್ನೋದು 2 ಲೈಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ 2 ಲೈಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಇಂಟು 1 ಹೆವಿಯರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜೀಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ 2 ಲೈಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ. The heavy nucleus has more specific binding energy compared to the specific binding energy of the lighter nuclei. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 2 ಲೈಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಹೆವಿಯರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೈ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಿಬರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್, the nuclear reaction, the product have a greater binding energy than the reactant. Then in this process, the large amount of energy is released. In the nuclear fission process, very large amount of energy will be liberated.